beautiful people? It's your girl Caroline Whitney, aka the Rave Raider here, and I'm back with another video for all my rave bays out there, keeping things off EDM festival related, and most of all, keeping things polite. Whew. So let's dive right into it, okay? We're gonna talk about this whole Datsik situation. As soon as I saw him post a 7-minute video, I already knew he was about to get dragged. And that's exactly what he got. He got dragged through the mud, up and down the woods, down the street. Whew. These comments had me beside myself. I'm like, damn, is Datsik really canceled? Is he really canceled? Let's dive right into it. So just in case you didn't know who Datsik is a Canadian-born DJ. He was born June 8th, 1988, and he released his first music project in 2009. Ever since then, he's had widespread success. He's performed at festivals, shows all around the world, all around the country, and he had a really great momentum before the scandal came out. So Datsik basically had a really good career. He was selling out shows. Everybody knew his drops at shows. Everybody knew his music. He was basically set to be the next big thing in dubstep. And then the scandal came out and he got canceled. Fast forward to almost 2 years later, everyone pretty much forgot Datsik was around, alive, what he's been doing. And then he takes the world by storm and he's like, boom, comes out with the video. And let me just say, this video was a piss poor excuse for 7 minutes. Let's dive right into it. So long story short, Datsik posted a video where he expressed his sincerity. He said, look, I'm sorry, I've been going through a lot. I've been abusing drugs. I've been not taking care of my mental health. I have a issue of, I have a history of mental illness in my family. This, that, and the other. And all I heard was blah, 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 excuse. Where's the accountability? Now, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible, just because I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But it seems to me that Datsik's team and Datsik did a really terrible job at owning accountability for his actions. So in case you didn't know what's going on with Datsik was basically involved in a really bad scandal about 1.5 to 2 years ago, where a girl came forward and claimed that she had sexual intercourse with Datsik on the top of a car. She woke up with no clothes on. She didn't know where she was. Her friend called her. She called her friend. Her friend picked her up. And when her friend found her friend said that she had no clothes on. She had throw up all over herself. Her friend didn't know who she was, where she was at. And when this girl, the girl who had sexual intercourse with Datsik, tried to confront him, he basically tried to corner her into not saying anything, into, oh, I don't know what happened either. He was saying things like he gets checked frequently because he has sexual intercourse with so many girls on his tour. So basically, he had no accountability for this girl's feelings, to how she felt when she woke up the next day not knowing what happened. And the girl's friend actually posted all the receipts, not the girl. The girl's friend posted everything. And the girl's friend is the one who emailed Datsik's management to complain that, her friend had, she picked her friend up, her friend was delirious, her friend didn't know where she was, her friend was taken advantage of by Datsik, and he needed to be held accountable. So basically, after all these receipts came out, Datsik got dragged on social media. He got dropped from his own label. I don't even know how you can get dropped from your own label, but he got dropped out of his own label. And yeah, we basically pretty much have not heard from him since, and the whole community has just been keeping it pushing. But I do find it very interesting. I don't know if anybody even remembers this, but Datsik did make a little 30-second cameo on Excision's Last Lost Lands festival, like a small teeny cameo. I don't know if anybody caught that. So I kind of got the vibe that maybe Datsik was pushing for a comeback. Maybe he was gonna try to, give it some time to kind of wind down. But it's still 2 years later. and people still feel the same. So let's dive into why Datsik is still canceled. In Datsik's 7-minute video of absolutely nothing, he basically stressed how he's been going through a lot of psychological and emotional and physical changes, about how he was just overworked, overtired, overstressed, doing shows all the time, and he lost himself, you know? And that's completely understandable, because if you've ever seen Avicii's documentary, which I highly recommend everybody watch, Avicii's documentary is on Netflix, you see the toll that tour life takes on Avicii too. Avicii obviously, unfortunately, chose a different route. He chose to abuse drugs, and eventually it led to his untimely demise. Rip Avicii, we all love you. But long story short, I can see where Datsik's coming from, you know? You're going on tour after tour after tour. Everybody wants a piece of you. But that also does not give you an excuse to go ahead and sexually abuse people. Because the same similar thing happened to Avicii, where Avicii was overworked, overtired, and he was abusing alcohol. And he never raped anyone. Interesting. So long story short, Datsik did this whole spiel about, you know, I've changed, you know, Datsik 2.0, I'm gonna come back, you know, I'm a better person now. And obviously this video was left with mixed reviews, predominantly negative reviews, because he held no accountability for what he did. Listen, Datsik, we all are fucked up in that, okay? We all go through anxiety, we all go through depression, we all go through a lot of emotions that we don't even understand. Hold accountability for why people are canceling your because you are a rapist, you have predatory behavior. And what's interesting to me is when I did further research, I actually found that this is not the first time that Datsik has been accused of sexual predatory behavior. There was actually an instance back in 2013 where a woman at a club in London had reported to Datsik's managers and had emailed his management team about a situation where she was incoherent, she did not remember having sexual intercourse with Datsik. She didn't approve of having sexual intercourse with Datsik. She woke up basically in his bed, similar to that girl who just woke up and didn't know where she was, probably because they're feeding these girls drugs on the tour bus. Because in case you didn't know, Datsik would have his management team go up to girls at shows or events and give them these little cards that said Tulsa, which we all know means a slut backwards. And he would initiate them to come back to his tour bus or his hotel room. Basically, give these girls drugs, give these girls alcohol, anything that they needed to loosen up, and basically try to take advantage of them, treat them like, you know, like they're below them just because these girls are obviously excited. They're like, oh my God, my favorite DJ, he thinks I'm cute. But that's not excusable for you to treat women like trash or dirt just because you're this famous DJ and you have a lot of fame and you have a lot of clout. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Like, if a woman wants to have sex with you, she's just gonna do it. If you're a DJ, you shouldn't have to lure women into having sex with you by offering them ketamine and alcohol and other things that are gonna alter their memory and not even make them remember the fact that they hooked up with you. Because if I got a chance to hook up with my favorite DJ, I would not need to be drunk to do it. Oh, good. And that's the real tea. So the fact that he abused his celebrity, he abused his power to manipulate these girls into coming back to his tour bus, coming back to his hotel rooms, and then trying to take advantage of them and making it almost like a joke, it's not cool. And that's the whole thing about his video that people don't like. He's not holding himself accountable. He's just like, yeah, you know, I was just, you know, I have a lot of anxiety. It runs in my family. I was going through a lot with touring and everything, which is understandable, okay? I'm being unbiased in the fact that I understand. It takes a lot from you when you're touring, you're away from your family, your friends. You can't have your own type of life because your life belongs to your fans and to your brand. but it's still inexcusable, and it doesn't excuse the fact that he took advantage of a woman. He's taken advantage of multiple women, because multiple women have receipts on him. And he didn't address any of that in his video. I personally feel like all he needed to say was to uncancel himself in the slightest bit, is to say, I took advantage of my power and my fame, and it got to my head, and I apologize to any girl who was in my presence at that time that felt like I was taking advantage of her, that felt ridiculed, that felt like she needed to do anything while she was in my presence to get my attention. That's what he should have said. Then the canceling thing, people might have sympathized with him more, like, you know what, like he's saying like, I did this because I felt like I was superior. I felt like I could take advantage of these girls because of my celebrity, of my power. But he did not address any of that, because that's the main reason you're canceled, bitch. You're canceled because you're a creepy. That's why you're canceled. And you decide to make a 7-minute video of a bunch of nothing just to talk about the fact that you've changed and it's Datsik 2.0. Datsik 2.0. No one gives a fuck about that. What your management team should have done is been like, you need to hold yourself accountable for the fact that you took advantage of these poor girls. You took advantage of these girls. You took advantage of this one woman. He should have addressed the one woman who had came out with the receipts, and he should have been like, I spoke to her, or something of that nature, because obviously he talked to her, he tried to get her to cover it up, she didn't cover it up, so here we are, Datsik's canceled, and he's trying to get his fans back. He's trying to gain everything he lost back. And that can be extremely difficult in cases like these where you're accused of like sexual harassment or something of like sexual deviance, because people are not gonna want to support you, because they're gonna feel like when they're supporting you, they're supporting a rapist, they're supporting someone who takes advantage of women, they're supporting someone who doesn't have morals or beliefs. And that's where Datsik went wrong in his video. Frankly, to me, all he had to do was say, I took advantage of these girls because I felt like I was superior, or I don't even remember what I did when I was hooking up with these girls. I just know it's not okay, or something like that. You know, something worth holding accountability. He didn't even touch on the subject. He didn't even touch on that subject. He just said that he made a bunch of mistakes and he was doing a bunch of things that he's not proud of. What are the things? What are the things? In my best Cardi B voice. What are they? What are they? What did you do? Because people watching that video that don't know you are gonna have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Hold accountability for what you did, bro. Just, it's fine. You did it, and the only way to move past it is to just admit that you were wrong. That's all. Wrong for the situation. Wrong for what you were continuously doing, because you had people behind you that were gonna protect you. Because the girl that I just talked about, the situation that happened in London in 2013, the girl's unidentified, we don't know who she is. She reached out to his management team, and you know what they said to her? How much do we need for this to go away? Or what are you looking to gain out of this? She's not looking to gain anything but to find out if he inserted himself in her or not, frankly. And there's multiple receipts of Datsik exhibiting all of this behavior. It just came to light because obviously with, you know, social media and the way that when things hit social media, it can blow up. Now that it's 2018 and not 2013, maybe in 2013 it was harder for that girl to, you know, use a platform to, you know, try to share her story. But everything that comes to the dark comes to light, okay? So if I have any suggestion for Datsik, pull a marshmallow. Get yourself a helmet. Get yourself some glasses like Rez does. Get yourself some type of incognito mask, okay? Watch Masked Singer or some. Figure it out. Figure out how you're gonna mask yourself, because there's no way you're gonna come back as Datsik and have fans that back you up and appreciate you and support you without them getting dragged too. No one wants to get dragged. That's why they're leaving your where we left you in 2017, 2018. We're leaving you there. We have to, because the generation that we're in and in the year and the time we're in, That behavior is just unacceptable. It's one of those things where once you do it, you can't come back from it. And it's really unfortunate because Datsik was one of my favorite, and I mean, like, besides Excision, right there. I got to see Excision and Datsik do a back-to-back at Excision's first ever Lost Lands back in 2017. I even met Datsik, okay? Met the guy. So it's crazy to me how now, fast forward in 2019, nobody's checking for him. There's memes going around everywhere, dragging and roasting the out of him. And nobody, I haven't seen, there's like a few people who sympathize, but I have not seen anything that like full-heartedly like backs him up. No EDM syndicated sites, EDM.com, like iHeart, like I Love EDM, like none of those pages are backing him up. So he's gonna have to do a lot. The only suggestion that I have for Datsik and his team, figure out some type of strategy to rebrand his name, his image, and have him not be Datsik, because there's no way in hell he's gonna be able to have a comeback with that same stage name. It just probably, more than likely, won't work unless he releases a banger that none of us can ignore as a banger, but even then, people still won't with him and he'll still get roasted and dragged. So, Datsik, if you're seeing this, your management team is trash, 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 trash. Datsik. It sucks because I never thought I would say this, but your days are over, bro. It's just not fetch. It's just not happening. And I am being unbiased because I do feel sympathy for him, because I couldn't even imagine being at the peak of my career and then having something like plummet my career, like literally in the matter of 2 days. He got dropped from his label, he got canceled by the community, and he literally got shunned from social media. So he really did have to take time. If it wasn't like 2 years or 6 months or whatever the case is, he had to take time to self-reflect and figure out what he was gonna do. But it's just crazy to me how this all panned out, and yeah, it pretty much sucks for you, Datsik.